In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello everyone, and welcome to my video, in which I will explore in detail the content of research methods in education course that I teach to first-year master students at Algiers 2 University. As I mentioned in the previous video, this course aims to determine relevant tools and procedures for a specific research approach and relate a research method to its respective philosophical framework, and develop a research proposal for secondary research. Concerning research methods in education, it is a course designed to equip students with the fundamental knowledge and practical skills necessary for the systematic investigation of educational questions and issues. It generally covers a range of research approaches, including qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods, and emphasizes study design, data collection, and analysis, as well as the interpretation of results in an educational context. The main objective is to enable learners to critically evaluate existing research, conduct their own investigations, and apply evidence-based practices to improve teaching, learning, and the development of educational policies. Finally, this course fosters a deeper understanding and advancement of educational theories and practices. The first chapter focuses on research paradigms, and the second on the philosophical context of research. The course is divided into 6 learning units. The learning units are described as follows. A. Research and research paradigm. Introduces the concept of research in education as a systematic process of inquiry aimed at improving educational practices and understanding. B. Philosophical context of research. Explores the fundamental philosophical assumptions that guide research. C. Research approaches. Generally presents the main methods used by researchers to collect and analyze information, with an emphasis on qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods. D. Research methods. Presents the fundamentals of research methods, addressing the differences between qualitative and quantitative approaches, the key steps of the research process, and the importance of formulating clear research questions. A. Sampling. Involves selecting a subset of individuals or elements within a larger population to gather information and draw conclusions about the entire group. F. Research proposal. Presents the key elements of an educational research project, including the problem statement, objectives, literature review, methodology, and scope of the study. Regarding the course content, as seen in the map, Research Methods in Education consists of 2 chapters. Each chapter is dedicated for 12 weeks a semester. The first chapter, entitled Research and Research Paradigm, addresses the following titles: Positivism, Critical Theory, Interpretivism and Pragmatism. The first chapter aims to define the concept of research paradigm, identify its pillars, distinguish between its types, apply the previous concepts into practice, and create a logical correlation among the previous elements. Let's start with the titles of the first chapter. 1. Research paradigm. In educational research, the term paradigm is used to describe a researcher's worldview. This worldview is the perspective, or thinking, or school of thought, or set of shared beliefs that informs the meaning or interpretation of research data. It constitutes the abstract beliefs and principles that shape how a researcher sees the world, and how he interprets and acts within that world. The paradigm defines a researcher's philosophical orientation, and this has significant implications for every decision made in the research process, including choice of methodology and methods. 2. Pillars of research paradigm. They are classified into 3 main pillars. Ontology deals with the philosophical assumptions about the nature of reality or existence. Epistemology is another component of research paradigm dealing with how knowledge is gained from different sources. It is simply known as theory and philosophy of knowledge. Methodology articulates the logic and flow of the systematic processes followed in conducting a research project. so as to gain knowledge about a research problem. It includes assumptions made, limitations encountered, and how they were mitigated or minimized. 3 Cernso paradigm types. Research paradigms are classified into different paradigms. 1. The positivist paradigm. The supporters of this paradigm believe that true knowledge can be obtained through observation because experiment and reality exists independently of humans, and it is not mediated by our senses, and it is governed by immutable laws. So, positivists normally select scientific method to produce knowledge. 2. The interpretivist paradigm. It believes in socially constructed multiple realities. Truth and reality are created, not discovered. It is not possible to know reality as it is because it is always mediated by our senses. 3. Critical theory. According to this paradigm, reality exists, but it has been shaped by cultural, political, ethnic, gender, and religious factors which interact with each other to create a social system. The aim of critical educational research is not merely to explain or understand society, but to change it. Moving now into the second chapter, entitled Philosophical Background of Research, which deals with the following titles. Definition of research. Characteristics of a good research. Objectives of research. Significance of research. Research types. And research approaches. This chapter aims to define the concept of research, list the characteristics of a good research, identify the objectives of research, identify research types and approaches, and apply the previous concepts into practice. Starting with research definition, which is careful, systematic, patient study, and investigation in some field of knowledge, undertaken to establish facts or principles. Moving to mentioning the characteristics of good research, which are O. Systematicness, O. Logic, O. Empiricism, and O. Replicability. Then ending with highlighting the objectives of research that are summarized as follows. To gain familiarity with a phenomenon, to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or a group, to determine the frequency with which something occurs, something else, and to test a hypothesis of a causal relationship between variables. The next title is about research significance, which included the following points. A research inculcates scientific and inductive thinking. O. The role of research in several fields has greatly increased in modern times. O. It provides the basis for nearly all government policies in our economic system. O. Research has its special significance in solving various operational and planning problems of business and industry. And O. Research is equally important for social scientists in studying social relationships and in seeking answers to various social problems. The 3 main research types are the descriptive, applied, and the conceptual one. Furthermore, the chapter dealt with the research approaches, which are the qualitative research, which is an approach for exploring and understanding the meaning individuals or groups ascribe to a social or human problem. The quantitative research, that is an approach for testing objective theories by examining the relationship among variables, and the mixed methods research, which is an approach to inquiry involving collecting both quantitative and qualitative data, integrating the 2 forms of data, and using distinct designs that may involve philosophical assumptions and theoretical frameworks. Here is the list of references that covers essential works in research methodology, and it will be expanded upon during the practical implementation of the content. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you in the next video.